All right, so this is when we're going to get to be a little more creative. So this is just the basic block, right? So this is what's going to connect to the chassis of your car that you're going to cut out CNC with Mr. Rose. Um, so from here, we're going to want to build up, right? So we're going to want to build up from here. Um, we're going to create a square on top of this square. So we're going to go to extruded boss base. And notice when you don't click on a face first, it asks you to click to select a plane or where you want your extrusion to come from. And which is different than if you were to click this face here, right? And then click extrude. It knows this is the face you want to extrude from. So if you just click this, right? A lot of students do this. They click it and then they don't. I can't do anything. Well, it's because you need to tell the computer. You need to tell SolidWorks where you want to extrude it from. You want to extrude it from this face. So now you're going to just trace over this square with another square or a corner rectangle, and zoom in a little bit. And you're going to click this corner with this corner and this corner with the snap. So that is the entire top of your square. You're going to exit sketch and it's going to try to extrude it up. It presets to the last extrusion, so 1.875. We want 1 inch. Check it off, and you got the top of your car. Okay. So now we need to shape it, right? So I'm going to leave this up to you. However you want to make the shape. But an easy tool to make nice curves and edges that you don't have to make exact radius is called the spline tool. So you're going to go into sketch, and then you're going to click on this face. So wherever you are, right, you want to click this face. So if it's, I believe it's the front plane, right? You want to click here. And this is where you want to start to make your sketch. Okay. And if this is ever highlighted, or if you're in something you don't want to be in, just hit escape a couple times and things will go away. So click spline. And then I'm going to draw my, think of the silhouette of a car. So what will this look like? And don't forget, these are going to be about where your wheels are, right here. So you're not going to want to, it'll affect the sort of design of it, you'll see. So I'm going to click on this point, and I'm going to make a hood. And then the the place where people would be, and maybe make a little bit of a spoiler, or maybe I don't want a spoiler. Maybe I'll just go down to the ground, right? So this spline tool, right, allows you to shape different things, and then once you're done with it, so each point of the spline is like a bending, it's like an inflection point. So that inflection point bends your line or your spline. So if you, and notice how it's all connected, right? So this bend right here is actually impacting things back here. So and then once you get it to here, right? And you found that like this is kind of the shape that you want, hit escape. Okay? And then this is going to be, that'll be the outline of the car, right? So this space up here you want to cut out. So to cut it out, you're going to create a contour. So you're going to go into corner rectangle, go to this spot all the way to this corner, and then I'm going to exit sketch. Okay, so once you have your spline, so since I did not choose a feature before I started my sketch, I need to choose the feature after. So to do that, I need to be in the sketch. So if I exit the sketch right now, notice nothing happens. It's just a sketch on this face, right? I want to cut this out though, so I can't just go and click cut. I have to open the sketch because this is the sketch that I'm using as my reference. So I'm going to right click on sketch 6 or sketch whatever you have, whatever sketch you have. It could be 3, it could be 4, 10, whatever it is. And then go to edit sketch. So right click and then edit sketch, which is this top left symbol. And now you're in the sketch again. So you can manipulate your drawing if you wanted. Okay, so you're in the sketch again. Now, since you're in the sketch, now you can select that feature to cut. You can, and notice how it opens up the selected contours automatically. And you have 2 contours, or 3 contours actually, you can choose from to cut from this face. You want to cut out the top portion, right? Because this is your car. This is the car that you wanted to create. And then check it off. Click into through all, and then check it off. So it looks a little funky right now, but it should, because it doesn't have any really cuts in the front direction, right? So this is starting to look like a car, or like a duck a duck car. So we're going to start to make some more cuts. So we're going to make a circular cut that's going to come in the front. So I'm going to move my orientation. Again, you can do this, or you can do the pull down. I'm going to click on this cube, so I'm going to be in front. So I don't want to touch anything on the bottom though, because remember those measurements are important to fit on the chassis. But I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna make a cut from this plane, this frontal plane. So what I'm saying is I'm gonna cut from here and move all the way back. So once I chose the plane to cut from, I'm gonna create the rounded object, and you can choose an ellipse, you can choose circles, it's up to you. I'm going to choose an ellipse and kind of see how it goes. So I chose the center mark, and then I'm going to choose somewhere over here, and maybe up a little. And again, this is up to you. This is sort of your time to be creative with the shapes. Don't be afraid. You might get into a situation where you have to go backwards because maybe you cut something that you weren't supposed to or whatever. Control Z. So say I don't want something I just created, so I created this square. I'm going to hit Control Z, and it's going to get rid of that square for me. And you can go Control Z all the way up to the last save point or even beyond. So careful with that. So how I'm going to do this is create an ellipse. So I'm getting that rounded shape to the car. And then I'm going to create another corner-to-corner square. And I'm going to go into my features. I'm going to go cut. And contours, I'm going to select the contours I want to cut. I'm going to cut this and this. And I'm going to go through all. And it's starting to round my car off a little bit. So it's starting to round it off more. It's kind of a futuristic looking car. And I can make more cuts into it. So if I don't like how, and you can also go back into previous cuts. So if you're not loving this setup, right? If you're not loving that design, you can go back into that sketch. So go into this drop down, select, right click, edit sketch, and you can edit this sketch. So if I wanted to, that's not what I wanted to do. If I wanted to manipulate this section, make it less of a drastic curve, I can do that. And then check it off, exit sketch, and it looks a little better. So maybe that's a little too rounded for you. So I'm going to make another cut. I'm going to cut an angle into the side. So I'm going to go into the front again. And then I'm going to go extruded cut and same spot. And I'm going to create a square up here. And here. Another line. No, I won't do it from there. Do it from about there. Go down about there. Again, it's just this is kind of the artistic part. So you can kind of do what you want. Features, extrude cut. It's going to open up contours again. And I'm going to go through all. And oop. All right. So it could be a police car. So mess around with it. Have fun with it. If you say you wanted to have this be a spoiler with air to go underneath, maybe that would help you on the race. You're going to create a cut over here. So you're going to go to cut, select that face, right? I'm not really in a good position. So again, I'm going to go to this, select on my cube, and then I'm going to create a square. From there to there. Cut. I don't want it to go too far in, so I'll reduce that. Check it off. So it has a little shelf in there, and now you have a spoiler. So that's about it. Have fun with this and keep working at it. Be as creative as you want to be.